One of the things we often get wrong in education is treating equity and access as interchangeable. We say a student has access to the tool and assume that that means equity. Access is an important part of the process, and making sure a student who needs a tool can get to it is critical, but equity is about ensuring all students can meaningfully benefit from the tool. And those are fundamentally different things. So when we're thinking about equity, there's a few principles I like to hold kind of close to the center of decision making. The first is which I already mentioned, that is access does not equal equity. As I mentioned, equity really means can students meaningfully benefit from this tool? So when we think about equity in AI, we have to consider several distinct categories. Like, is there a bias inherent in the tool? Does it work the same for all student subgroups? Is it accessible? Are there tools to be able to benefit students with ELL or learning disabilities? Are we giving access to all the students who need it? And do they have the tools they need, the technology, the internet connectivity to engage meaningfully? Now, these are not all the same questions. Distributing a tool is not the same as ensuring students have a genuine opportunity to use it well. The second principle is AI amplifies your existing systems. AI isn't inherently good or bad, it's a multiplier. The systems you already have in place for equity, for instructional practices, for operations, AI is going to scale all of those in different ways. If your systems are equitable, then AI will scale to equity. If your systems have baked in bias, then the bias will scale too. And a couple of examples I've seen in the past, many schools are using systems to flag at-risk students using things like attendance, discipline, or grades. The algorithm is trained to look at that data and report students that are falling into the at-risk category. Now, if the historical data reflects bias in the discipline actions, then students may disproportionately be flagged. It just reinforces old patterns. Now, on the other side of this, a lot of schools are now using AI-powered translation tools. They can provide real-time parent communication in multiple languages to families who previously weren't able to engage with school communications because the communications did not align to their home language. So now they can genuinely receive real-time updates, making a powerful addition to a school's capabilities. It's the same technology, opposite equity outcomes. The difference is the leadership decisions around the implementation, and that's where you come in. Now, that third principle is being proactive prevents reactive crisis management. Most districts discover equity problems when implementation has happened and a parent complaint comes through or a student need comes through, a data disparity reveals itself. A better approach is to build equity into the process before you purchase and before you pilot. Now, every leader should be asking vendors certain questions, whether an AI tool is or in any edtech product. What groups has this tool been tested with? Can you share disaggregated efficacy data? Does it support ELLs? How does it impact students with specific learning disabilities? How can we accommodate this tool how can we accommodate students who have IEPs or 504s? What sort of accessibility exists in the platform? Now, if a vendor can't answer those questions, that's a pretty significant red flag. Either they haven't thought about equity or the results weren't good enough to share. Both should concern you. And from this point forward, every AI decision you make, you want to try to pass it through an equity filter. Who benefits the most, who might be harmed or excluded, how will I know if this is working well for all my students? Now, after this video, the deliverable you're about to create is called the AI Equity Audit Checklist. And this is your checklist that you're going to be looking at with your school or district's readiness level. It's designed to give you a concrete way to visualize the steps you already have taken to operationalize AI in your school or your context, and a filter for thinking about not just access, but also the equity question. It'll take a few minutes to complete, but could help you prevent some real challenges down the road. So let's take a look at that checklist and see where you stand.